All right, so it's Monday, June 6th. Markets are about to open here in 2 minutes. We're waking up this morning. Futures are getting a nice gap up. Let's take a look real quick. Hopefully you guys all had a wonderful weekend. Ready to rock and roll, start a new week. Summer trading months are officially here, as we are about to roll into the first full week of June. Take a look here at the SPY. We're getting a nice gap up over the weekend. SPY's gapping up. Looks like 6 points. Also seen that Bitcoin had a jump last night too. Bitcoin price. Yeah, Bitcoin had a good run up from 29ish, 30,000 up here to a high 31,500. Bitcoin's been moving really well with the indexes in the correlation. Not really seeing too much though in small cap land gapping up this morning. YMM, BZ, pretty light volume on a lot of these. We'll just have to wait and open and see what stocks want to pop off. Also, Amazon did a 1-for-20 split. Markets just opened up. So Amazon did a 1-for-20 split today. This is priced at $125. All right, let's see what pops up for us today. UPST, this stock's been hot. This has still got room to push up. Can run back up here to 55 and test those highs. Break over 55, we can run up. We still got room to fill this gap up to 70. We got resistance there at 55. And this has been wedging out too. See what happens there with UPST. This has been a good one for a few weeks. Look for a slight pullback in the SPY and a potential continuation on Friday when we were looking at the SPY. We said it was looking good for a good bounce up. I could see the SPY bouncing up to about 430, 440s. It's really the first big bounce after it declining for what, 6 months? IMTE still pushing. Looks like RPTX is pushing. Sava. Look at AFRM. Good bottom down here at that 24 bucks. Runs up here to 26.50. Pulls down 24.50. Now we're running up to 26.50 again. I'd like to see some type of pullback here on AFRM. I still like that one. MULN. I would see if it can hold $1.25. I mean, that's big news that it's joining the S&P 500 or the Russell 3000. But you have to think that's 3,000 stocks in an index, and we see a lot of small cap stocks come and go out of the Russell 3000. That's really not big news. They're always rotating stocks in and out of the Russell 3000. Watch for it to hold $1.25 and see if it can continue to build off that. That 50-day moving average at $1.60 is going to be big. A lot of resistance at $1.60, so it's not really worth the effort. Huge float, 266 million float. Anytime you got a huge float with these small caps, see how it barcodes? It's over diluted. You need a shitload of volume to get price action up and going. Stay away. There's better opportunities out here in the market. GRR, this is that newer IPO that finally broke the downtrend. This has been gearing up here. If this can continue to build off, I'd say 550. Gets momentum, can run up here to 650. Take it at $1 at a time. So 650. We'll find resistance, and then 750. We could really get up and running. I think it's worth keeping an eye on. These new name IPOs have just been hot this year. Joel's Technology. This has got room to run up to 22. Looks like ARRY is getting a tight pullback. Still have not really seen anything pop up. This morning pre-market, the gap scanners were kind of like, There wasn't much volume and a lot of stocks gapping up. I think everybody's got their attention right now on Amazon with that 1 for 20 split. Ooh, look at that pullback on AFRM. So far, the SPY's been getting a tight pullback. That's good. It's just getting a little morning pullback for that potential continuation move up. So let's just be patient and let the SPY do its thing. It's still currently setting up. IMTE just took a dump. $13, it hit a high. Yeah, IMTE halted to the downside, but technically it's still holding trend. It's still bullish. We've been talking about IMTE the last couple weeks, ever since it started to push up off that $4 here at the beginning of May. All of May, it just kept creeping and creeping all the way up to $9, $10. And as you can see here on the 10-minute time frame, it's still technically holding trend. I mean, the bottom of the trend is down here at $10, $8. This is more of a swing type of play here. We put a target on it, this green line, at $15. I was $2 off on it so far. And all this is just the first bounce from this big downfall here. Yeah, as you see, IMTE looking back on this, it does have volatile drop-offs. Look at it recover. Going into the next day too. Volatile drop-off here too. Recovers. So it's like, you can't let that 1 minute punk you out with these types of stocks. Follow the overall trend of it. That's why it's always good to look at the big picture. But it can be hard with these nano float stocks like this. For those of you that have been around for a while, we've seen plenty of stocks move like this before. This isn't anything new. See there, now look at the SPY. We got that rip up to new high of day. Anytime you get a tight pullback like that, that's good. So far, so good. I think the SPY continues ripping. So far, nice gap up in the SPY. We had a nice little pullback in the morning. We've clearly bottomed. Even looking at the daily chart with the SPY. We're getting this bounce up after this decline here. Nice rip up here. We got a nice pullback and rest. We could continue to rip up here. 50% is about up here at 430s. I need to delete this list from last week's watch list. You could see a little bounce here in BKSY. It's not going to be much though. It'll bounce potentially up here just under $3. 30 cent. Red box is still setting up too. This is looking pretty good. Been trying to build up off that $6. It can run back up here to 7. We break up over 7, we can run to 750. Over 750. We can run to 8, 9, back up to new highs. Redbox has been hot this year. SIGA. This never recovered Friday after that downfall. All of May, SIGA was in play and hot. With us entering summer trading months as well, and it's a new month, let's be very observant of any new patterns or themes we're picking up on. I gotta remember to stay on top of these delete and the drawings here on Street Smart Edge. What's Amazon doing? Yeah, I feel like Amazon's stealing a lot of the attention today. AMZN. Not sure what's up with this one. This is a China stock, DZ. I'd be careful with these China stocks. For the most part, it's pretty quiet out here. Looks like IMTE gap down $1.25 down here at 1050s. But look at this is what's crazy about those stocks that run like that. Looks awful on the 1 minute, but on the 10-minute it's really not even phased at all. It's technically still holding trend. That's what's crazy about these types of stocks. Yeah, just to give you guys a heads up, going further here with the server, I actually went into the invites here and I revoked all the invites. There's a lot of spam out there, man, and it's hard to keep up with these spam bots and cryptocurrency scams that want to be pretty much overrunning the Discord. It's like you always have to add a new bot to protect your server, and I'm tired of that. So going forward, I'm only gonna have the Discord open, and for members, people who sign up, they're the ones who are gonna get invite links to the server. And I'm still going through and I'm pruning a lot of inactive accounts. So at one point we had over, what was it? I think I had almost 2,000 people in members in this server, but then after going through and pruning, we're down to 350. And every day I do a prune. Unverified members, and that number just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. They look at Redbox, right off of $6 up to almost $7 a share, so a nice $1 run on Redbox. Let's get a pullback down here on Redbox. I'm gonna say new support is here at 650. Pull back, build off of 650, break up over 7. We can run up there to 750. So I feel Redbox is the one worth keeping our eyes on for sure. Just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about the dead air. I'm trying to figure out something here real quick. So if I go into server settings, integrations, I can add YouTube to that list. Here we go, Redbox getting that run up there to $7. I would like to personally see it fail and fall back down here to about 650, this area down here. And then build up off that and run up to 7. Because we've been running pretty non-stop from 6 all the way up to 7 here. So let's see a nice little 50% retracement down here to these moving averages and then build up off that. So I would want to see Redbox fail here. The SPY's getting a good push this morning, just as we planned. I think the SPY, like we've been saying, Friday continues bouncing up to that. I see it bouncing to a high of like 430s, 430s. Settings. Actions. Old Army guy, is there a meaning to 155? I'm here in the background trying to figure this out real quick. With YouTube, you can integrate, yeah, you can add this onto the Discord. I was trying to do that real quick, but it's a little complicated. .155 is the caliber of howitzer. I probably botched how you say that. I worked with most of my army career. Huh, look at IMTV. See, it's halted to the upside again. Up $1.50. Okay, so that's what that 155 means. Oh, wow. So this thing right here, you shot that bad boy? That thing's a beast. It always freaked me out when I would see a video of this or something, how the guys behind it would just, it fire and they'd be putting their hands so close to it. I'm like, man, I'd be nervous of it taking my arm off. Those things can shoot far. M10 9A6. The tank? That's a long barrel, man. Wow. Remember that super weapon from that little show, Nazi super weapons, where with the train and they had that huge gun on it? I've always been fascinated with that type of stuff, especially when it comes to Nazi Germany. I've always been fascinated with the history of all of that, even though they were horrible and what they did was horrible. I don't know. I've always been drawn to it. Just the history of wanting to learn more about it. So Redbox is breaking up over that 7, and IMTE just goes to show you, even though it's super volatile and scary, you can't let that 1 minute punk you out. Pay attention to the big idea, the trend. This thing could definitely continue to rip up. I mean, these nano float stocks like this, anything is possible. How far is 30 kilometers in miles? One kilometer is a half mile. So it can shoot up to 15 miles. $18. Damn. And that's like 18 miles. Like, the accuracy on it is stupid. Like, dead on. I bet. Oh, we're just talking about, I'm just shooting the shit with old army guy about the Hotzer, what he, worked with when he was in the military. Self-propelled Hotzer missiles and stuff. Wow. I used to call those rounds in. Kill radius is around 50 meters. So once we got a single round within 50 meters of our target, it was fire for effect. Red box is still pushing. Could definitely see red box run up here to 750. I would have liked to have seen a pullback on it back down to 650s before that run up to 7. I mean, it still could happen. But this was a good setup. If you had it on your watch list, it kind of like went sideways there at 6, going from Friday into today over the weekend. So this is where it pays for you Sunday to make your watch list for Monday morning. This could have easily have been on your list, and you could have put out a plan and said, hey, if it continues to hold and build up off this 6, we could definitely see it run up here to 650, $7, 750, and look at stocks up $1 so far this morning, and you could have already been done for the day. Preparation, preparation, preparation. What's up, Rome? Sold my last 50 shares of IMTE this morning on that damn dip. Should have went with my gut and sold at 13 after I saw that PR dropped. It's just the way I read it. Oh yeah, they did see, that's a perfect example. IMTE, and we were literally just talking about this, Rome. We were talking about, and even when you mentioned Dekmar, how he said with the press releases, we were talking with IMTE and we said, man, it'd be a grand slam if this company put out a press release. And today they put out a press release, and it's like almost in a way they put that press release out to sell into the volume that comes into it, because it's been trending up for what, 20 straight days. It's the grand finale in a way, you know. Yeah, Rum's talking through YouTube. Now IMTE is halted to the downside. But hey, man, it was only 50 shares left on it that you had with IMTE. I think you scaled out of it phenomenal, dude. I'd be super proud of myself trading it the way you did. That was a really good job. And I still don't see it on how you can. So far, Redbox has been the top performer today, followed by Amazon. I think Amazon was a pretty easy one for potential continuation. This has got room to run all the way up to 130 at the top right there. And then if it breaks over that 130, it's got room to fill this error in the chart, this gap. We had a nice little run up here. Then we paused and we rested for a moment. And now that continuation is happening. That's what you'd be looking for. And notice here with this downtrend right there, it broke up out of that downtrend. We delete all those lines. Broke up out of that downtrend, and we got a nice rounding right there, right at the trend line. But this was all before the split. After they do a stock split, they calibrate the charts. Same thing with what's that one, Tesla. See, when new people come into the stock market, pull over the daily chart here, and we've talked about this before. When new people come into the stock market and they see Tesla running up to 1,200, they're like, oh my goodness, it's up at all-time new highs. And it's like, no, Tesla has ran over 1,200 before. I think Tesla ran up to 2,000 before. And they're like, well, when I scroll out left, I don't see it. What? It makes no sense. Tesla did a split, a few splits in the past, and when they do these splits, it just totally messes with the chart history of it. And that's why sometimes when you pull up, like, let's pull up what's the one of those shippers, Dries, not a ticker anymore. Tops. So you like look at Tops. You see how out of whack this chart is? Like prices were negative 2 million, positive 2 million, and look at how many splits they've done in the past. This chart, and people, I even thought of this when I was new in the market. I would pull this up and I'd be like, man, this stock at one point was $260 a share. That's not the case. It never was $260. It's just that this stock has done so many splits, it totally threw the chart out of whack. is what I like to say. Don't believe it. Most people here probably don't even remember when all of those container shipping stocks ran up really big. That all happened back in like 2017, 2018. And Discord just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. Red box ran all the way up to 730. Is there any other stocks you guys see out there that are popping off? Looks like ARRY. That's battling with the 200-day moving average. I don't feel like battling a wall. I didn't hear anything from Calvin this morning either. Usually Calvin's in here. PTON. Ah. This one, it's still in a confirmed downtrend, PTON, but I like it. I like how it's starting to gear up and trying to reverse. This one's a good one. It's been getting beat down like a redheaded stepchild for the longest time. See? Now, if we can rip up here to 1350s, break up over that trend line, this down the road could be a good one for a nice bounce on up. PTON, I'd keep it on the swing ideas watch list. It's a good call out there. So if anything, 1350 as of right now, 13 and 1350 would be your targets. If you're looking for a breakout over 1350, you're crazy. Wait for it to break over that, because it hasn't broke over this trend line since March 29th. How's SIGA doing? The last 2 days have been red from the high here at almost Well, 1375, it got beat down nonstop to 1075, so it's a $3 downfall. We could see a bounce on it if it gets momentum. I could see it ripping up here to about 1250. Okay, I see it now. Huh. Yeah, I finally figured it out, and Discord finally caught up with technology. What I was trying to figure out this morning was for when people signed up on YouTube for the Ultimate Pass, that they would automatically get an invite link to the server and it would automatically assign them to the role. So go in here to integrations, the YouTube, they just added this to Discord. You could manage it, and I got my account linked up to it. And when people sign up, they automatically get the Ultimate Pass role in the Discord here that unlocks the entire server. But then when they unsubscribe and cancel, it'll take them off automatically. So I don't have to manually go through every single week or every month and make sure people are signed up. And it's just about time Discord caught up to times. Yeah, not much is popping off in small caps today. Not much at all. We were looking at, where is it at? The top news this morning was how, who was it? Amazon did a 1 for 20 split. This has got all the attention today. And then on the gap scanners, there was nothing. I mean, there was stuff gapping up, but it just didn't have any volume. See, like BZZ or BZ was trickling up this morning. No volume. And since the market opened, this thing's been pretty stagnant. SHLS, same story. Gapping up this morning, really no volume. And then it's in what? A little 50-cent dollar downtrend. Just trickling down. A lot of these stocks, see, YMM gapping up this morning, really no volume. Since it opened, just drops. ARRY, same thing, trickling up this morning, no volume, been trending down. The only thing that really popped off today that I see was Redbox. Redbox, if you didn't already have this on your watch list, you missed out on it. Bitcoin had a nice rip on it last night. Coin is up nicely because of it. Yeah, last night I got a notification from Cash App that Bitcoin was up 5%. That's when you see Bitcoin up like that, you pretty much automatically know that futures are gonna be gapping up. Bitcoin has been really correlated with the market recently. Yeah, there's not really much going on today. FCEL. This is a familiar name, FCEL. Looks like it had a little hop in it there up to 450s. If anything, what you'd be looking for with FCEL, let this pull back. I'd watch for it to hold up over 425 and then build up off 425. JetBlue sweetens offered in buyout race for Spirit Airlines. JetBlue is what is it? JBL, yeah, U. JBLU. Man, look at that V. 1035, it's running up to 11 right now. I believe JetBlue here has an ATR of 50 cent. So on average, this likes to move up and down 50 cent. And it looks like AAL here, American Airlines, it looks like it's trying to gear up for a nice rebound up. I mean, after it got beat down here the last few days, here, right here, from 1820, it fell to 17, bounced up to 1750, and then for free fall all the way down to 16, and now it's gapping up here pre-market, and you got that sharp V, and it's getting a tight pullback, like it's gearing up. So we've had a total $2 pullback on American Airlines, and it's gearing up here. We could see this run up here to about $17 potentially. I think the risk versus reward is good on it. This is more of like a swing trade on American Airlines or JetBlue. Watch for American Airlines to hold up at that previous day's close here at 1625. That blue dotted line right there. Push up off that, break 1650, and with it having an average true range of 50 cent, run up here to 17 bucks. That would be the idea on American Airlines. SIGA, just like Redbox, this has been in play for weeks. Friday it crumbled and fell apart. Today it's continuing to fall. We could see one bounce on it though, back up to maybe 1250. We already covered this one. I don't know if I would short the market. I mean, I've been actually pretty bullish on the market. I think the S&P 500 bounces. I think it continues to bounce up. You see, since April, we've been in this downtrend here, and we're finally breaking and getting that first bounce. This is our first leg up here on the bounce, and what we've been doing here is pulling back and consolidating. It's resting before its next leg up. I think we bounce up here to about 430s, because if you measure it from the high right here down to the low, about a good 50% bounce on this is up here at 430s. So I'm bullish on the indexes for the week. Or until then, we're resting. That's why it's real slow out here, because we're resting and consolidating here in the indexes. Does that make sense to you guys, what I'm talking about? And we're at the top here at resistance. That's why it's slow out here. We're resting in the indexes and consolidating before our next leg. We don't know for sure which way the SPY wants to go. It's a 50-50. We either push up or we fall back down. We'll just have to wait and see. And that's for us as day traders, and with us showing up every day, we take it a day at a time. Bada boom, bada bang. I don't really like to try and predict indexes. I don't really ever. You won't really ever see me trade indexes. They're hard. They're super hard to trade, and you have to follow a lot to get an idea of where they want to go. I take it a day at a time and just focus on levels. Everybody's different though. There are some people out there and some people here in the Discord server that every day they trade the Qs. Like, I know somebody, all they do is they trade the SQQQ and the TQQQ. That's all they trade every day. I could definitely see Redbox pushing up to 750. We break over 750. Volume's gonna come right back into this. Let me see here real quick. I actually published it. Yeah, there we go. If you guys didn't watch it already, a few days ago, 3 days ago, I posted a video, a little 6-minute video lesson here. Volume lesson, human behavior. These last few videos here, I think were good videos. Euphoric run-ups, trading strategy. It only got 59 views. And every trader is unique. Stock market traders. One thing to note too, real quickly, we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. June 25th, 2018 is when I created this channel. And we've achieved in 4 years 11,500 subscribers. The slow grind. Real quickly, let's see what's popular with the stock bot. Anniversary time, Mr. Wolf will be giving away Tesla stocks. Huh. I should do a giveaway for the anniversary. When it comes to all that, even when to announcing videos, I'm horrible at all of that. It's a good idea though. It's I'll try to think of something I could do. Don't mean to cut you off, but I want to see what's popular with the stock bot. Number 1, of course, we got Amazon, SPY, Tesla, DIDI, Apple, AMD. We got a few small cap penny stocks on here too. Ratma says, good job on the Discord, bro. Thanks, man. I greatly appreciate that. It's a lot of hard work building up the Discord and packing it with education. You've been a subscriber here for a while, Ratma. Hope all's well with you, man. See, look at here on DIDI. This is why I like to plot out the 100-day moving average on my chart too. This morning we gapped up on DIDI right up to that green line and we failed it right back down. I've noticed on the daily chart, the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average. Those are really reliable, I would say, moving averages on the daily. Daily, weekly, monthly. Oh, I wouldn't have any confidence in China stocks either, dude. They're complete scams. The only thing they're really good for is trading. That's it. Real fast trading. Oh yeah, look at that. AERC. That's a good spot there, Rome. Yeah, if look at the way it's moving here on the 10-minute. This thing's bullish. Looking bullish as hell. Like, look at every single time. Pop up, pull back, 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 pop up, pull back. Now it's really starting to go. Look at that daily chart. It's starting to break up from that downtrend it was in. Right there. Right at $2, it was starting to get up over it. Then it came up to that 50-day moving average. And now we're pushing up over. So, and it's a 4 million float. Right here. Total float, 4.3 million. So the more volume that pumps into this, it's going to be like IMTE. And they put news out too. At 9:50, AeroClean receives FDA clearance for medical grade air hygiene technology. Definitely. Good call out, Rome. I'm going to throw AERC on the watch list. I'm actually going to go through and delete this watch list here. I'll keep on SIGA and I'll add AERC. All right, let's put together an idea and a plan. See, look at, you could see here on the 1 minute chart, we really zoom into this. Look at the little pop up here and it pulls back. And then the rounding right there. This morning we got some activity going on with volume, of course. Volume's starting to surge into it. And with it being slow out here today in small cap land, all the traders are out here scavenging around looking. Everybody's desperate. So now with AERC popping up and getting some activity, everybody could start gravitating to this name. So let's see if AERC, I'm going to say $3. That's going to be our make it break it line. If we can start building at around that $3 and holding up at $3 and continuing to build, we're looking good for this to really start to run. Now let's see here on the 10-minute. Looks like 350. is going to be a heavy resistance area. 350, $4, 450. You see the pattern? Every 50 cent. 350, $4, and then up here 450. Every 50 cent, and then now with it running up here right now to 350, we put our make it or break it line at 3. Right there, every 50 cent. I don't know if HUSA, yeah, it's been bouncing, but it's been trending the last few days. See, with it running up recently here, and then it pulled down here. So it bottomed here at $4. That was 1, 2, 3. That was 4 days ago. From 4, we've been trending up to $6 we hit. So this just trended up $2 a share. It's still technically holding trend, and as it's free falling right now, your trend is down here at $5. Makes sense with HUSA? Let those sirens pass real quick. I live right around the corner from the police station. I always hear those sirens going off. So $5 is where the trend line is at with HUSA. Now INDO, on the other hand, this is down in the gutter. This thing fell off. What's that one you guys were talking about this morning? Frank and Hawk, you were talking about some oil stock. COP. COP's been trending up for quite some time. Since 2020. From $30 a share all the way up here to a high of 120. Look at the 10-minute. Trend is still intact. They pay out dividends too. 50 cents. Last few times we've been bouncing off that red moving average with COP. I'm liking that 115 area. I could see it pulling back down to 115 and bouncing up off that. That's a good one for you guys. For your oil plays. AAL still pulling down tightly. Red box is still definitely up and in play. It's consolidating and getting a real tight pullback. Look how tightly they're pulling that back here. Right here. You can easily plot a trend line on that. And what I like to say is, like, they're purposely pulling it back like that for that snap up higher. It's building up that tension. So watch for Redbox to continue to hold up at that $7 area for a push up higher. Redbox is the #1 play today. So with it, markets being open now for almost 2 hours. Top stocks. What do we got, guys? Redbox, of course, #1. And then, of course, Amazon. Let's check on PTON. See, it's still in that confirmed downtrend. So until we break that trend line, 1350s, we've got to break over that trend line, pull back, and then build off that trend line. This is more of like a potential swing play or day trade in the future. I like it, but let it set up. Continue to keep it on watch. AERC is starting to heat up. This one was a good call out. I like it. So I got 3 stocks for top stocks of the day as of right now. Yeah, PTON, they need some kind of press release. You're right. I like it though. It's got potential, and that's what we like to look out for, right? Stocks that have potential. A new product, like a more affordable product. Yeah, if you've watched, man, I'm telling you guys, a lot of people dog on Tim Sykes, but if you obsess over his stuff, like, he really teaches you the fundamentals of small cap stocks. Like, and like what you just said there, old army guy. Anytime a company comes out with new products or anything, that's good news eternally. Earnings winners, anytime a company receives money, and with 2 AERC getting FDA clearance for a new drug, that's gonna bring in new investors. Yeah, they got FDA clearance on a hydrogen air, no, hygiene, my bad, hygiene air technology. So how people may be into that type of technology and they want to invest into that, they believe in it. Yeah, Well, the SPY, we're at a resistance area. See? We were just talking about the SPY. How we're just in this range. We're resting. We're in a 10-point range with the SPY between these two green lines. So with us currently, and we're at resistance up there at 416, 417. We don't know for sure which way the indexes want to go. It's a 50-50. We also got an error in the chart here to the downside. Little gap. We're filling that gap right there. We just filled this gap right here. This gap, that's an error. It's got to correct, and it did right here. Now we got another gap right there, and we're coming down and we're filling that gap with the candles. It's a good little lesson. When reading charts and understanding candlesticks, there's a story to be told. Anytime you spot a gap on a candlestick chart, that's saying there's technically an error in the chart. You see here with the two squares or rectangles that I've drawn out here on this 3-minute chart of the SPY. We have a void right here, huge gaps from 417 up here. The SPY gapped all the way down to 411 right here, creating this big void right there in the chart. That's considered an error in the chart. The stock over time came back up, retested resistance here at 413, trended back down, and we set up this descending wedge right here. Then we got a big gap up right here. And if you extend out the line right here from resistance, with this gap up right here, we were pulling back and we were holding all of this support right here, which was old resistance right here. So with us holding that gap up, what do you think people are going to want to try and do? They're going to want to try to fill this error in the chart. Prices run up, we correct the chart, and we fill this gap right there. That's a very, very popular strategy that a lot of traders like to look out for. Now with this gap up here, what do you see? We created another error in the chart. With this gap up right here, we've created an error right here. This big air pocket, that's an error in the chart. So after we've corrected this error in the chart, prices are going to come back down, and now short sellers, they got to correct their error in the chart. So we have potentially all this room right here to fall to the downside. And this goes beyond indexes. It also falls into stocks as well. And it's a popular strategy that a lot of traders like to look out for. on all different time frames. And the bigger you spot this on a time frame, the more explosive the move could be. So if you spot a big error on a daily chart, a big gap to fill, let's look for an example real quick. I remembered one of them. So you see here, SIGA, the ticker, SIGA. Recently, we had a little gap down right here with the error in the chart. Prices came down, we came back up, we've had resistance here. We fell back down lower, we came back up, found resistance again, come back down. Then we had a nice little run up right here. Now let's get out our little line, extend that line out here. And you see, with this run up here, we filled that little error in the chart right here. After we filled that error in the chart, prices fell right back down. And prices fell pretty hard here because investors achieved what they saw in the chart. They fixed the error in the chart. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy whenever you spot these errors in the chart. It's like all the investors get on the same page and they say, hey guys, there's an error right here. Let's correct that chart and fill it up. It could take a day, it could take a few days, it could take a week. I mean, it could take a month, but keep it on watch for stocks to come back around and fill that error in the chart. You will see it happen a lot. Real quick example here on Redbox. Zoom in right here. You see, I mean, it's a little one, but you see there was a little gap down right there, creating a little air pocket. But then the stock fell down and then it came right back up and it topped out right there. A little sloppy right there. And we filled that little air pocket in the chart. We still got one right there. And we came down and we filled this little air pocket right there. And then we got one way back here as well. So if prices ever fall back down here, people are going to be looking for it to fall down. And another way you can look at this too is if, let's say, a stock is ripping to the upside and you see that there's a huge big error in the chart. What that's saying is there's no price action at that level. So prices can skip and run up through those levels. I wish I could find a really good example to show you guys. A perfect example I could kind of show you as of right now, because I don't have one on hand. But think of this big red candle here as a big gap down, like it's an error in the chart. So if prices come up through this level here and you look left and you see that there's a big void in the chart right here and prices push up through that, We have no history of volume or price action in this level right here. So prices can really skip up through this level because there's no resistance. And we ideally have enough room to run from 250 all the way up here to a high of $5. That's a big opportunity right there. And this is just a quick example to show you. Like, look at this one right here with the long upper wick. And we're looking at a daily chart. Perfect example. I just spotted that. Look at right here. Stock price was up here at $5.75. We gapped all the way down right here to $2.50. And then look at this long upper wick right here. We went and we filled that air in the chart right there in one day. And then once the investors and traders corrected the chart, prices fell back down. It's like everybody got on the same page and we said, hey, let's correct this chart. That's what they say. That's when you get more into like the philosophy and human nature of trying to read charts. And I tell you guys time and time and time again, study these charts. Pay attention to the details in the charts because you will be amazed at what these charts will tell you. And it's a lot of stuff that people just easily overlook because they overcomplicate it and they throw on all of these unnecessary indicators, and it will blind them from all of the answers that are right in front of their face. So keep your charts clean, guys. I'm telling you. Keep your charts clean and listen to the candlesticks. They will tell you a lot of information. They will. This little trading strategy in the error in the chart and investors liking to fill the gap. It's a real popular strategy that a lot of traders have in their playbook. I seen another stock out here that recently had a big gap down and it's trying to come back up and fill it. I can't remember which one it was though. I'm trying to run through here and see if I can find it to give you guys another example. See, now here with ticker YMM, you see we got a gap up this morning creating an error in the chart right here. So eventually over time, this stock starts to break down through that $8. We got all this room to free fall here down to $7 because there's no history in price action or volume at this void in the chart. And ideally, prices can really free fall through that level. And short sellers, they're going to want to do the same thing. They're going to want to correct this chart because it's an error in it. I don't think I'm going to be able to find that other example. We had another stock we were watching. It had a huge gap down and it was on watch for breaking up and filling that gap. I forgot what stock it was. See, look at here with Snapchat. This isn't a good example here. Let me delete and remove this orange line so you guys can see it better. I'll remove all of these moving averages. So we're looking at a 10-minute chart here of Snapchat. Everybody knows Snapchat, and most of you may have a Snapchat account. Snapchat recently here was up at $22 a share, and then it has this huge gap down right here. Huge gap down all the way down to $14. Prices continued to get driven down to $12.50. We bounce back up, and you could draw a line out right there. We start to break up over that line, and we start to try and run up now and start to fill some of this gap in the chart, but we stall out right there at $16, and we fall right back down. So we still have not filled this gap in the chart, so it's still an error that needs to be corrected. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to fill this gap. This stock may never come back at all and fill this gap, but this is a strategy. No strategy is perfect. We know that, but we do see this strategy happen and work a lot, and we do see it fails from time to time. With it making its low end right here and a low right here, watch for it to gradually keep trending up now, making higher lows as it makes a new low, higher low right there. Now, with this trending up, it could happen this week, next week. We could run back up again and try to fill even more of this gap and error in the chart. Same story recently with Netflix. Netflix just had a huge downfall. Looking here on the 10-minute time frame, Netflix was up here at $350 a share, and it had this huge gap down right here, creating an error. Now, as you see, since then, this stock has never came back, trying to attempt and fill that error in the chart. This may never come back at all and fill this error, but it's a strategy people will be looking out for if we ever do come back up to this level, way up here at $250. We break up over 250. We have all this room to run right here, all the way up here, back up to $320. So that's just about a $100 gap right there. That's potential that people see. So just something to throw in your back pocket, put in your playbook, are gaps and errors in charts. It works on all different time frames. I don't know if Netflix will ever recover, to be honest. There's too many streaming platforms out there now in today's world, and you got to think all of these different streaming platforms are popping up left and right. Netflix is really dropping the ball, and if you look at it, Netflix doesn't really ever put out new and exciting movies. Like, what they do is they pay actors like Adam Sandler. They'll pay him $250 million or $300 million for a 5-movie deal. And then let's say one out of those 5 movies are good. You got other competitors out there like Hulu, Disney. I mean, it's speculation though. Anything could happen. You're entitled to your opinion. I think it's going to be hard for Netflix to recover. I really do. And Netflix, they keep raising the price. What is it now? $20? $25 a month for a subscription for Netflix? Versus Hulu. How much is Hulu? I think it's still like $5 a month or $10. Then you got Disney Plus, HBO Max. Let's take a look real quick. Back at Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, they owned it, man. They were groundbreaking. And since 2003, they were a juggernaut. And as they say, every empire is built to fall, right? Nothing lasts forever. We broke a big trend with Netflix. And it could have been overvalued up at $700 a share for Netflix. I mean, look at some of the biggest movie productions out there like MGM, Universal Studios. You don't see any of those valued up at $700. Look what happened with DISCA, Discovery. DISCK. What'd they do? Remove them? Discovery? DIS. What was it? DIS. I thought it was DISCA for Discovery and DIS CB or DISC. Can't even find it anymore. Discovery Channel. That's a big downfall for Netflix, though. from 700, drilled down to 450. Then it free fell here to 320. Think of everybody who thought Netflix was a good buy here at 320. They got busted. And then it fell down even further to 200. Now it's falling to 150. That's a 50% loss from here to here. And it's still getting drilled. A lot of bag holders. Of course, it's worth patiently waiting. Let Netflix bottom out, confirm its bottom, and then break this downtrend. That 50-day is in a deep, deep, sharp decline. Just wait it out. Maybe Netflix does something bonkers and just buys out, I don't know, Universal Studios or something crazy. You never know. But as we were just talking about with the gap fills, look at this one. It gapped down and then it ran up and it filled about 50% of that gap. And then it fell back down. Just like any trading strategy out there, nothing is foolproof. It's not going to work 100% of the time, but it is something you do see happen a lot. Yeah, Netflix is highly profitable with their revenue. I think they just cut Russia too. I think they lost a lot of money from cutting off Russia and that subscription base. That could have been a reasoning too. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting a call from mother. I'm back. Sorry about that, you guys. Guess grandma's in the hospital. She's got ammonia in her system. She's going and visiting her up there right now. She's let me know what's going on. Oh yeah, what was that one stock? AERC or something? AERC. Let's check back in on that. I like that discussion we were having though, Arthur, on Netflix. I'm always curious. I value what you guys all have to say and your opinions. I don't get too involved with fundamentals though. When I do analysis on stocks, I'm always looking at the chart and what the chart's telling me. It's a lot of work getting involved with those large cap stocks, digging into the fundamentals and whatnot. So Netflix is a juggernaut though. They are. Hopefully they can turn it around. So it looks like AERC here, it's been trending up. We could plot a trend line out on this now. Right there. We continue to hold that trend and trend up all day. We could look for an euphoric explosion later on in the day. Or if this starts to break that trend line and retrace back down to 3, watch for 3 to hold up. There's a different couple scenarios that could play out on this. It's already up though, 56%. It is still heating up and it's working. Remember when we plotted out our lines here? See, it's moving pretty good with how we've planned so far. 50 cents at a time. So let's see if that trend line continues to hold. And if that fails, our next level is going to be 3. Good call out this morning, Rome. Alright, we've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. It's pretty slow out here for the most part. There are stocks on watch and on our radar. Stocks like Redbox, AERC, SIGA. There's no really new ideas that are popping up. The SPY, it's still consolidating and resting. Heavy resistance, looking at the big picture. Pull up the SPY real quick. See here on the 10-minute, we're just in a range. And this morning we were at resistance. So we're pulling back down. No momentum in the market, with the markets not pushing up to new highs. So everything's pretty stale. Gap scanners were pretty boring this morning. And if you didn't have Redbox already on your watch list, you missed out on this move. With it having this morning move here, now it's pulling back and resting at 7. It could be gearing up for a push later on in the day up to $7.50, $8. We'll just have to see how it plays out. We do have options. Redbox, SIGA for a bounce. AERC just heating up. There's no way gas is going for $10 a gallon in California. Are you serious? On average, California drivers are paying more for gas than drivers in any other state, an average of $6.21 a gallon as of June 2nd. Here in Michigan, gas prices are just starting to creep over $5. Gas prices soar, but what's causing the drastic increase? That's crazy. That's insane. There's Michigan. Let me take a picture of that real quick. Right in Michigan, too. We're the only state, us and who else? Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, Arthur. That's what you get for messing with Russia. Ooh wee, gas. Gas, gas, gas. Makes you want an electric car now, doesn't it? And in a way, I think, like, I was talking with somebody about that. With them driving up gas prices like this. And it's like, in a way, they're kind of forcing people to go eco-friendly, and they're pushing for the electric car. And if gas prices continue to rise like this, people are going to be forced to get electric cars. No one in their right mind is going to pay over 10. It'll break the economy. Nobody will want to go to work. Nobody will think about all the truckers and paying for diesel. That's a lot of money, man. Cost of food and products is going to go up because drivers just ain't delivering them. This IMTE, it's a juggernaut. Right off of that $10. Now, if you were to focus on that just $10 level, see, it did dip down here to 950, ripped right back up to 10. This is why I really like to base my technical analysis on how well a stock can play around at specific price levels. You can really gauge and get a feel for if a stock has weakness or strength in the way it bounces off of price levels. That's what I think. And I see too, I think there's a few people out there that are actually stealing my philosophy and my idea, which there's nothing wrong with that. But give a man credit if he's helped you out. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Man, that gas price map, that's crazy. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if IMTE runs back up and breaks to new highs. That stock is crazy. And technically, too, IMTE, it's still holding that trend. There on the 10-minute. Put back on my moving averages. It's still holding trend here. It's a weird thinking when you start getting like, of course I want to show people what's working out here and what's not working. It kind of touches the fine line though. Like, if too many people know about something, it's gonna stop working. You get what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people guard their trading strategies like a secret, and they don't want to tell anybody. But a lot of this stuff that I teach and I preach about, a lot of it is just, in a way, common sense. Like, but you can easily overlook it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know about it, you're not looking for it, it's something you could easily just overlook without even thinking. I'm just guiding and helping people realize what they're looking at. That's the way I like to look at it. But it just never makes sense to me, and this is why, mostly too, I don't really show my face. I don't really tell anybody where I live. I'm pretty private for the most part. I just see how people's true intentions and their character is over time. You know, I've helped a lot of people, and to see how they take everything that you've taught them and then they go off and they want to try to throw dirt on your name and stomp on what I've built up here. You know, in a way, it's like, why, dude? Why you want to be like that? That's all right if the spy's turning red. It needs a pullback after running up and testing that resistance. Maybe later on in the week here we run back up and break up over that 416. Get that bounce continuation. Things started off slow today, but it may pick up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The thing that's really crazy about this whole thing is just seeing how many people come and go in this game. You know? Like, it really gets like discouraging in wanting to continue to run a community when you just see so many people come in and out. But a lot of you guys, a few of you guys, the statistics are right, man. Only 10% of people will actually succeed at this. And the way I look at it, out of everybody that we've seen come and go, Rome, Hawk, Irish, Frank, you guys are all the 10%. VW, Old Army Guy, you're all the 10%. Yeah, that too, and this just isn't for everybody. Like, I've had cousins hit me up that wanted to learn about this, and I would invite them to the Discord server, and I'd tell them, like, yo, dude, like, you really got to work your ass off to achieve this, man. Like, and it's going to take a few years, and you're going to dig into a lot of deep psychological, emotional beliefs and stuff, dude. Like, get prepared to go down a lot of deep rabbit holes and grow better as a person, because it revolves around your whole aspect of life. They'll show up for like a week and then they'll dip, and then I'll never hear from them again. Ratma says, same with sports betting, bro. Only 5% make money. Sports betting, man. I used to do FanDuel, and I would pick a fantasy football team every week. And I noticed something. I would study my ass off for the matchups. It'd be like the Patriots with Tom Brady going up against the Lions. And I'd study my ass off, and I'd be like, well, the Lions give up the most rushing, and I'm going to pick up the Patriots running back. And I noticed every week it would just be some random ass nobody that would come up out of nowhere and just blow up. And it'd be like, who to even think to put the third string running back on their roster for fantasy for the week? And then on FanDuel, some dude would pick them and win the grand prize. And it's like, what the fuck? How would you even know to pick that guy? The first string and the second string dude got hurt, and the third string had to come in and blew up. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started to realize, like, man, this shit's rigged. It really is. I don't do FanDuel or any of that fantasy stuff anymore. It sounds cool to everybody, but you really need the passion for it. 90% of people aren't emotionally conditioned for this. Maybe 100% starting with, and then maybe the 10% are able to conduct themselves. It's it's a lot of stuff, man. A big realization for me as a teacher and a trader out here is that we are all in our own unique situation in life, and you just can't go off and mimic whatever it is that I am doing. See, for instance, with a stock like IMTE, see, I could have traded something like this, and I have the experience and the knowledge and risk management skills to properly trade something like this, and the technical skills to follow the big picture trend of it, versus somebody that's in year one. They see price action like this running from 13 down here to 950. That freaked them the hell out, and they totally sell and screw it up, and then later on watch it run up to new high of day. It's a revolving door, man, of we're all in our own unique situation, and you need to realize that. And it's as I said, I know the information that I have put out there for you guys with all of the YouTube videos that I've made, but I do not know what information you have received. So I don't know how much people are studying. I don't know how much time somebody has put into educating themselves on candlesticks. You know, most people that come into this, they just quickly brush up on the education and the basics of understanding how to read candlesticks because they want to start making money immediately. Better to focus on totals, hence that's why books limit total action. I think what you're talking about is like the total score, if a team's going to go over or under, or if you're going up against Vegas, what their spread is. You have a better shot with that, most definitely, if you were to pick an just outright winner. That's true too, Arthur. Trading stocks is for loners, definitely. Yup. Yeah, it's hard to sit here for hours on end and just stare at charts. Huh. You just popping in, Iris? I'm just about to log off. We've been streaming for 3 hours. Well, we were just shooting the shit, man. Talking about how hard this is and how much you gotta dedicate to it to at least have a chance at success. You know about it. It's like, in a way, when you're brand new in the stock market, you got that excitement. And it's almost like a psychological trigger when the market opens up at 9:30 Eastern time and you hear that bell, ding, ding, ding. It's like your adrenaline kicks in and you get super excited and you're like a kid in a candy shop. I'm actually going to repeat what I just said there and hit record. For newer traders out there in the stock market, and this is really, really key for you guys to truly understand. What we've been talking about today is how this has been really hard for people to learn and run with when it comes to stock trading. And everybody is in their own unique situation in their own personal life. People easily overlook these things. One thing that I want to say here is, when I remember back when I was just learning about the stock market, and when the stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and when you hear that bell, ding, 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 it's almost like a psychological trigger, and you get excited and your adrenaline kicks in and you're like a kid in a candy shop and you're looking and you're panicking because you don't want to miss out on that hot runner, and you feel like you're missing out on the stocks that all of these traders are trading. So you have a sense of urgency and adrenaline's rushing when you're brand new in the stock market. And really, it took me a long time to really realize that that's not trading, and you need to get that out of your system. That's why when you're first starting off and you're learning about this, you really shouldn't be trading with any money, and you should be filling your head with knowledge and educating yourself. Get that screen time in, because you have a lot of experiences that you haven't even witnessed yet. So you got to get a lot of experience and screen time in and see how these stocks like to move up and down. And then over the course of time, you will start to realize that trading, a lot of it is just kicking back and looking at charts and just watching how these stocks play out. And then trading ideas will fall into your lap. They will. So usually in a day like mine, what I like to do, I put together a watch list pre-market, let the markets open up. I'm not looking to trade really the first half hour of the day, because anything could happen. And you have these traders out there on YouTube and trading DVDs. They tell you you want to be trading the first 30 minutes of the day because that's the most volatile these stocks are. True, that's when a lot of these stocks are really volatile, is the first 30 minutes, but it's also the most riskiest when these stocks are opening up. It's almost like when you wake up in the morning and you start up and going. You don't really have an idea of what you're going to be doing for the day, so you sit down and you plan out your day. Let these stocks open up, plan out. They're going up and down. They don't have a direction that they want to go for the day. Like the SPY, for example. You see here the first half hour of the day. All right here. It was just a lot of back and forth action. Doesn't truly know which way it wanted to go until it chose this direction to the upside right here. And then we went into a resting period right here. And then the market decided it wanted to go down. And then we went into another resting period. And now it's making its next leg down. Now we're truly in a direction for the day. We're trending down lower as the day progresses. It took me a long time to realize that you got to get that excitement out of your system, and trading ideas will just naturally fall into your lap. We see a lot of people come and go in this game. It sucks. I hate seeing a lot of people come and go. I don't like to see people come in here with high hopes and them only last a month. They completely blow up their account and then they just give up. It sucks seeing that. But you have to have a dedication and a passion for this. And you need to put it in the back seat that you're going to make money immediately. Sure, you can if you follow people's alerts, but that's only going to last for a certain amount of time. And it's a lot that goes into this. It truly is. Even myself as an educator and a trader out here, I'm evolving and growing every day, every week. How I used to think a year ago is totally different now. It's life. You continue to progress and get wiser as you grow older. Same thing into your trading journey. And it's funny how much stock trading and real life scenarios really go hand in hand. It's crazy how much life and stock trading correlate. It's crazy. I'm liking this streaming though and recording these lessons throughout the day. You feeling there better there, Irish, after getting COVID, pulling through one day at a time? I'll tell you, man, you're one tough motherfucker, dude. See, look at here too. This is a perfect example, real time here. I made a video like a month ago, and the title of it was, "If it's too good to be true, stay away." And what I was trying to say was, once a stock makes a move like this in the morning, And then when it starts to pull back and consolidate like this for a long period of time, the more eyes that are on it, chances are it's going to fail. I've seen this so many times in my career. The number one stock of the day, or the big mover of the day, once it has that big run up like that, and then it pulls back and it just consolidates and sets up a pattern. It sets up a pattern that everybody and their mother has been taught to look out for. People start jumping in and buying in on it, anticipating for that breakout. So they wait and they wait and they hold on to it for an hour, 2 hours, waiting for that break to the upside, and then it dump on them. This is a perfect example right here. Doesn't mean Redbox is done for. It's just pulling back to support. So what's going to happen? It's going to bounce off 650 here and then bounce right back up to where it fell through from. So it's going to bounce back up here to the VWAP at 7. And then it's going to probably linger around there at VWAP. And then maybe later on it squeezes over 7. And you get that run back up to $7.50, $8. So Redbox, it's not dead, guys. And this is where patience. This is where you're just kicking back and watching these charts, and these ideas will fall into your lap. And then once you've seen these scenarios play out over and over and over and over again, that's where you get your edge. It's the honest truth, guys. I'm not bullshitting you. All we're doing is we're looking for human behavioral patterns that we've seen play out over and over and over. Wow. Wow, Irish. Yeah, that's definitely something. I think it's something to look forward to be honest with you. Sounds cool if you ask me. I like that idea. It's time to kick back, relax, start the next chapter, man. You know where I was just at last week or 2 weekends ago, Irish? I was up there in Atlanta, Michigan. My brother bought property up there. Yeah, when I think of you living way up there, man, I immediately think of those Alaskan shows, like Alaskan The Last Frontier or Alaskan Bush People. That's what I think of when I think of you. Like, that's hard living out there, man. There was one guy on that show, he actually had to walk away from the bush because he got just too old to do it. Yeah, retire early, man. Take it easy. Man, this HUSA chart looks good. So, see a few things with it. I see a cup and handle kind of like forming. I see the trend line, of course. And if this can just hold up, I think at that $5 level there. It can hold up at 5. Build up off 5. It could run back up to 6. This is an oil and gas energy sector play here. Houston American Energy. I have to actually Google what that is. Fibrum agaliaya. Oil and gas has been in play all year. Ah, okay. I just Googled what that fibromagalia is. Man. Yeah, especially way up there in like the UP, man. That's rough, dude. That's rough. Yeah, getting my John Madden on. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, so what we want to do is it fell recently from right here. It had a free fall all the way down. You see how it just got drill, 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 drill. Then we're starting to get that bounce up, 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 up. What we want to see is a bounce up to about right here in this area right here, as you see right there. And pow, bang. Hit it to him right there. Boom, boom. Yeah, you won. This had a free fall, huh? This is an old but familiar name. And this is what I'm saying, you guys, with you guys getting in all of this experience and screen time in, you're gonna remember a lot of these stocks. I've seen U1 pop up countless times throughout my career, countless times. And when you remember these ticker symbols, that you remember that they ran in the past, and you remember these stocks. See, even Irish remembers it. That one dumped before U1 when the Amazon merger thing was huff and fluff. They had a drone service that was one out of a car garage. Yeah. The day I heard about it, and I never forgot it. You have to be careful about, and this is where you get involved with the pink sheet stocks. You see, anybody can register to be traded on the stock market. Anything. You know, the only thing that you need to get registered on the stock market, especially in the pink sheet world, the Wild West, all you need is a PO box. That's all you need to get registered to be traded publicly. That's all you need is a PO box. When I heard that and learned about it, I never forgot it. And that's when I was like, damn, think about all the scams out here and the pump and dumps. And when I watched Wolf of Wall Street, remember that scene where he said, invest in this new company, it's new cutting edge technology, and they were working from like a little shed off from their mother's house. If you look at these pennies, look into their background, and look at Google Earth at their facility, tells you a lot about the company. Hell yeah, Irish, you know what's up. Speaking of which, Webull allowing OTC trading now. Look out. Uh-oh. Well, that's more opportunity. You know? It's all in the way you look at it, too. Like, I'm all for, like, I keep saying Robinhood and Webull too, man. They just keep reinventing it, man. They just keep putting out great stuff. Like Robinhood recently, we were just talking about it last week, and I shared a link because Hawk was interested in it, and I signed up for it. On Robinhood now, you can lend out. If you own shares of something, you can lend it out and get paid for lending it out for short sellers. You get what was it? I forgot what it was. I think it was like a 15% interest rate for lending out your shares, whatever you own, on Robinhood. So with that, now watch out for Robinhood down the road to offer short selling. And Webull, I don't really keep up too much with Webull. That's more up your alley. So whenever you talk about Webull, Irish, I'm hearing it for the first time. I keep up on Robinhood. Yeah, this TOP stock. Looks like it bottomed out here at 1450. this runs up and it breaks up over 20 and looks like 22, this thing could really start skipping to the upside. This is a risky ass stock though. Man, TOP. Oh, TOP. Who remembers TOPS? Top ships. TOP meet TOPS. If you've been around, you know what TOPS is. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm getting them all screwed up here. I wouldn't be surprised if TOP starts running. TOPS runs in sympathy just because they're similar. People will throw their money at anything that's moving. Wow. You can only imagine the spread is probably 75 cents to $1 between the bid and the ask. Pros and cons like anything else. $0 commission still, but still a keeper. But charts can be funk at times, like Amazon today. Can't trade that chart. They didn't adjust the split. Yeah. See, they got it corrected here on Street Smart Edge. And if look at here at the daily chart on Amazon, that's the daily chart. Almost bounced right off of $100. But it ran up almost to that 50-day moving average. And another thing to keep in mind, when these stocks do splits, it totally throws the chart out of whack. So the more that these stocks do splits, like these garbage penny stocks, like TOPS, for example, look at how out of whack this chart is. Like, look at that. That's insane. Look at how many splits they've done. They've done here in 2020, 2019, 2018. This company's done a lot of splits. All right, I'm gonna do a run through here of what popped off, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna throw U1 on my watch list for today. So real quickly, for you guys already know about this, but for you guys on YouTube, what I like to do throughout the week, if ever there's a stock that I pull up and it looks interesting, I'll throw it on my watch list for the week, and then I'll let the week play out all the way up until Friday, and then over the weekend I'll go through this watch list and I'll pull up the chart and I'll see how it played out days following, just to get an idea of how these stocks like to move up and down. You're putting in that work, remember? Put in that work. Get used to seeing how these stocks like to run up, fall down, bounce, reverse, set up, rest, set up patterns, and so on. You really will start to pick up on patterns that happen over and over again. You will. So Redbox, even though, see, what did we just say? Go back a half an hour ago when Redbox was falling down here to 650. What did we say? We said it's at support at that green line. So it's probably going to bounce back up to $7 where it fell through from. And then it's going to probably linger around just beneath this VWAP. We said that 30 minutes ago, and look at what played out here on Redbox. See, you'll just pick up on patterns that happen over and over and over again, and that's where you got to be there to take advantage and react to what you've seen time and time before. So Redbox, this could still be on watch later on for a potential squeeze back up over 7 for that run up to $7.50, $8. Redbox has been in play for a few weeks. We also had, where is it at? UPST has been in play the last few weeks. This is getting a nice red day today, so we could have this on watch for a bounce later on, whether it be later on today or tomorrow. Rome called out U1. This is getting a good dead cat bounce. Be careful with this one though, because once that momentum dries up, it's just going to continue to free fall. And AERC. AERC. We topped out there at $4. We pulled back down here to $3.50. We said AERC, it likes to move on average up and down 50 cent. So take it in 50 cent levels. This is still definitely in play. Nothing's been really going on out here in small cap land, so everybody's gravitating over to this. This one in Redbox. And then Amazon has been hot with that split. And then IMTE, this crazy stock. I wouldn't be surprised if it rips up to a new high of day. This has been a beautiful example. IMTE. For not getting punked out on the 1 minute and focusing on the big picture idea. All right, you guys, I'm gonna bail. I'm up out of here. It's going on 1 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for tuning in with me today, you guys. It's always a pleasure. Be safe out there. It's Monday, the start of a new week. Not only the start of a new week, this is the first full week of June. So we're in right now. It's official summer trading months.